Obviously suffering after 10 years of unfair tariffs on our workers.
If it wasn't so bad for Canadians, it would be hilarious. So PP now wants Canadians to believe that tariffs have been the problem for the last 10 years, and it's because of Mark Carney, which, yeah, makes zero sense. But that's PP for you. Now, whether or not Mark Carney is successful with this tariff trade war with Trump, remains to be seen. I personally don't think he has a lot of control over what happens, considering Trump is a nut job. Like, he's not stable. There's really no way to deal with him properly. But PP seems to think that Carney has already failed. And myself and many others disagree with that. And let me explain a little bit why.
When can we expect tariffs to change, sir?
While publicly quiet on the trade war, the Prime Minister privately updating his cabinet and the premiers.
I'm 100% supportive of the Prime Minister and the federal government.
So I've said before that Mark Carney is not able to tell everybody everything publicly right now because there's certain things I'm sure that they don't want Trump to know. There's certain strategies that are in play that the public cannot be aware of yet, right? But it isn't like he's not telling anybody, right? Having these meetings with the premiers really shows that he wants Canada, all the provinces, to work together as a team. And now, I'm no fan of Doug Ford, but Doug Ford's conservative, and clearly he's on board with what Carney is doing. You know who's not in those meetings? Is PP. And so when PP's out here saying Carney has failed, it just makes him look foolish. It's just a blatant display of PP's fear-mongering.
In a recent Angus Reid poll, 59% of Canadians supported Ford's call for more tariffs, which have brought in $2.4 billion in revenue for Ottawa in April and May alone, a 179% increase from the previous year.
So now, 59% of Canadians supposedly want Carney to match the tariffs that Trump is putting on us, or, raise the tariffs even higher. But what does that get us with Donald Trump? At the end of the day, it's not about what's fair, what makes sense. Trump will just go higher. He'll just do more damage to us because he's petty like that. There's no making a real deal with him.
But that number could soon drop after Mark Carney mused about cutting counter tariffs.
We look at what we can do for our industry that's most effective. In some cases, that will be to remove tariffs.
November, ahead of the scheduled review period for the Canada-US-Mexico free trade deal, leading the Natural Resources Minister to hint Canada might be holding back on U.S. retaliation right now to save cards for the next trade fight.
Our goal is also to set us up as best we can for the Kuzma review.
Trump's goal, to use tariffs to create instability to force jobs back to the U.S.
We'll be putting a tariff on of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge.
As if Trump cares about jobs. He clearly has his own motives, but that's for another video. So what I will say is, yeah, in a perfect world, we'd all love to say to Trump, shove it. We don't care what you say, we're going to do this to you, and blah, blah, blah. But unfortunately, strategically, that's just not the smart way to play it right now. So, I'm not saying Carney's going to be successful, but it's too soon to tell. So that's why PP coming in here and keeping people angry and divided is just plain bad for Canadians. We need to be unified. We need to stand together against Trump. PP makes us weak. And that's all there is to it.